Hi everyone. Um, I'm not sure if I'm on my StreamYard or if I'm on the Ward StreamYard. Because I kind of have the two of them mixed up now. I don't know. I don't know where I am. And nobody watching anyway, so I didn't really expect anyone to be here. Um, I haven't been on in ages. Uh, because I can't even show my face because I'm going to be pulling faces to speak to band, and things are just changing. I tried to stay. Hi, Smen Shoes. I tried to stay. I'm not sure what it's called. It's things are spiritual journey. I'm a spiritual being. I have known for a long time that I'm a light worker, which I'm supposed to. My job is supposed to teach people, help people along, and I've been trying to do that. Hi, Shmita. Um, I've been trying to do it for a long time, for years. I've since I was a child. Everyone knows um I do readings and I do spirituality and um my job spiritually was to help people along gently along. Now I have my eyes closed, so I won't be able to read the chat because this is coming from a place spiritually from within me. So my job was to not entice but encourage people to come along for a time that this is going to be, so as things wouldn't be so heavy on them and wouldn't hurt them. Things are hard, and the fact that everything we've been told in history books and everything else isn't true is hard, because when people are told things by people in authority, they're brainwashed to believe that, and it's very hard for them to be untaught, unmatrixed. I thought I had more time. I honestly thought I had more time. Of course, it was called, as a teenager, I was aware with the fairies, I was mad, I was crazy, I questioned too much, but the questioning that too much was coming from a spiritual me, it wasn't coming from a disruptive me, a me that wanted to get in trouble, but a spiritual me that wanted to question things and everything. So even as a child, when I tried to question things were, I was disruptive. I was crazy, mad, lunatic. Not people weren't calling me these things. I wasn't put into asylums or anything, but I was told, yeah, whatever, you know. First man on the moon, like, yeah, of course he took pictures, like, yeah, you know, the camera, the tripod was like over there, and the picture was taken of me coming down the stairs, but who the fuck put the tripod over there? Whatever. Things like that. But I questioned a lot of things. Questioned a picture I saw of World War II where a man was holding what looked like to be a 1980s phone to his ear. There's all those brick things that we had in the 1980s. And there he was holding it to his ear. And I was like, what that thing? Like, if it was a CB radio, I don't even think they had walkie-talkies back then. So, like, what's this thing he's holding to his ear? Don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into trouble over it. I'll just pass it by. Just let it go. So there was a lot of letting go of things. And relieved of their disillusion. That's, oh my Jesus, some people will, oh God, what's coming down the pipeline? People will, like, they're telling us, the people who are ascending and have known a lot of weirdness that has been going on. I actually have a riddle me this after this, because there's a lot of things that I know regarding things that I shouldn't know, I shouldn't say, I shouldn't have said. I kept myself for years, and I just have to get this one out because it's doing my head in. Oh, my head is hopping. So anyway, I've been trying to do it for years, and I felt empty yesterday. I just felt empty. People are still fighting what's coming. They think they're on one side or another side. But what they have to get in line is the people who are ascending are on a different side. How do I explain this easily? Most of humanity are in a 3D dimension, and they will still believe what they're told. That's their belief. That's what they've to do. They're not ready to move on. They're not ready to move forward. My eyes are closed again, so if there's comments, I'm sorry. They're not ready to move forward. I tried for years to move people forward or to give them information, and they'd walk away from me. They would like look at me, this is fucking mental, that one. So I toned it down a lot, and left it to when people wanted to know that they could come to me. I am ready for people to come to me now. I'm not fighting their another thing, there's a word, and I'm wondering, do people understand what it means? To understand is to stand under a belief. So to understand is a new word that's going to be popping up a lot, and it's to be inside of what we need to believe and to accept and to know. So instead of understanding what we're being told and understanding the narrative that we're being taught and is pumped into us daily through news and other media types, we're going to understand. We're going to accept what is what. We're going to accept what is real. We're going to accept what is truth. So I'm not even sure if this is a YouTube thingy that I should be putting out, but I have to get it off my chest. So anyway, last week I had, actually possibly 2 weeks ago, I had a really good friend, a really, really good friend who I thought was on the same path as me. But I realised that she was staying, not ascending, because she was still, and it was the words she said. She said, I'm putting on the armour of God and I'm going to fight. And that's when I knew we had to cut ways, because this isn't for the ascending people. It's not a fight. We have to hold the peace. We have to hold, we have to hold the line, for want of a catchphrase. We have to be there now for the people who are ready when they're ready, and they start breaking down. And people will start breaking down. Hell, I broke down the other night after something I've seen. It absolutely turned my world upside down. And I thought I was aware of all of these things, aware of a lot of things, but I thought I was aware of a lot more. And this kind of just pushed me weirdly in a weird way, and it completely broke me yesterday. It completely broke me. I was in bed all day, and if you could imagine a skeleton with just their flesh attached, that is how I felt all day yesterday. I was broken. I broke myself. I went even too far for myself yesterday. And that's how it's going to be. And that's why I'm supposed to help people. Instead of fighting the fight for good and evil, when people are ready and people have the questions, that's when I'm meant to be there for them. Not to try and teach them anymore, but when they're ready to know. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard knowing people know different things, and the truth about it is so much more horrible. And like, okay, for example, this is an easy example because I think people don't really believe in it anyway. Well, some do. Moon believers and sun believers and paganists believe in it, but I have pictures of Stonehenge being erected. The stone is outside, yes, it is stone outside of the erected thingies, but inside is steel and cement. They have been erected by truckers. In the 1950s, they were erected by people with, I don't know what you call them, tractors or something, that would lift up the stones and place them properly. And voila, we've Stonehenge. And it's things like that I, if people come to me, I'm going to wait for people to come to me now, because I don't want to feel like I did yesterday about something that I learned that I shouldn't have learned. I wasn't ready for it. 90% of the stuff that's going to come out and be declassed, people aren't ready for it. Sometimes I wonder where people are trying to mislead people. It's really strange to me that people can get so far and yet be so far away that they can't see the dot right in front of them. And I will watch the odd live on this subject. And people are getting so close. I can't understand how they're not getting 100% close. There was a dress war coming down from Air Force One a few years ago. To anybody, it would have been a very hippie dress, very strange for this dress to be worn by this lady, very modern, well, not modern, very modern come 1960s. Fabulous dress. This woman could put on a black bag and look good, in my opinion. But it was asymmetric, cubes and wiggles, and it was very, very, very hippie. I'm going to just take a drink of water, I'm sorry. So, this hippie dress, things are not done for no reason. I'll tell you that, everyone. There is a reason, and a good reason, for everything that's being said, that's being done. People think talking in certain ways is stupid, only to find out that the meaning of the thing that was said is actually quite important. Say Kofifi, for example. Kofifi. People are like, oh, can't pronounce COVID, can't pronounce blah, 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 blah. If you look into what Kofifi stands for, it's the inside electronics got to do with 5G. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just explaining things aren't done for... Everything in the world is done for optics. But whether you pick up on the optics or not is the thing. So, this dress coming down Air Force One. Cubes and dots and spirals and all that sort of thing. So, you think about the dress. Yeah, it's a nice dress. She's got good taste. It's a bit strange for her to be wearing this 1960s dress, whatever. You look into the dress, it's cubes. MC squared is a cube. So you go to Einstein's MC over whatever squared over corn. I'm gonna forget the fucking the I'm gonna forget the formula for MC squared. Anyway, I can look it up on another phone, but it's MC squared over corn. Somebody was called Corn Pop for a long time there. Quite a while, actually. That's funny. I wonder why he was called Corn Pop for a long while. What's made out of corn? Popcorn. Cob and the corn. All the nice things. And moonshine. So, what would somebody have to do with moonshine? Where's it made? Where's the most important place that moonshine is made? Hardly North Carolina. Yeah, it's North Carolina. So what was that calm about? Was it about popcorn having something got to do with moonshine and other nefarious things in North Carolina? Who else came from North Carolina? I don't know. Where did she get all the money for houses? I don't know. What was the weird thing she was doing to make all the money? Why'd she flee? Don't know. Weirdness all round, I reckon. I can't believe people couldn't put that together. Yeah, North Carolina. And why someone would be proud and say, yeah, I don't come from the South, I come from North Carolina. I'm the North. Why? Why would you want anyone to know you were from North Carolina? And especially if you had anything got to do with any of these people. Also, goes back to Texas. But we'll get into that another day. So, anyway, my feelings yesterday. I just felt like my bones were on the bed with my skin just all off it. My brain wasn't working. My heart wasn't working. There was just none of me in me yesterday. And it was something stupid as well something about Ireland that I should have actually known. I should have known it and put two and two together and known, yeah, this is what's going on. But I didn't, and kind of annoyed me that I was so behind in something, and especially when I'm in all the Irish groups. I should have picked up quicker on it, and it just floored me for yesterday. But anyway, I will talk about the Ascension, how people will be ascending. The hard part will have to be when you're moving on in your life, you will have to leave behind some certain people and some certain beings that have been holding you back. Life has changed your life for a reason, not for a season. So if you have found your life changed in the last year, let's say, maybe 2 years, there's a reason for that. It's because the person that you are, you're not supposed to be now. You're supposed to be changing. Like a little butterfly, come out of your cocoon and be the person you were meant to be. Hi Jen. Sorry, I had my eyes shut for a lot of this because I had to let it come from my heart, so I had to close my eyes and let it come from my heart instead of my head. I have purchased a book. I wasn't even going to do that because I thought I'm too well up on all this Ascension stuff. I don't need a book. I don't need any of this business. I don't need help. But it was more yesterday morning, really, than the night before. More yesterday morning when I woke up and I was realizing, don't know as much as I thought. So I have purchased a book. It's to ease into your ascension, ease into your moving up in your spirituality in your life, because that's what this whole reset is about. It's to reset our minds back to where we should be and thinking about love and friendship and people who are there for you and who love you. It's not about wars, famine, fire, brimstone, all the things that we're being led to believe that's going on now. It's not about all that. We're to ascend to 1,000 years of freedom is what it's actually called. And so for me to ascend, I'm not going to be dragging people after me or trying to wake them up. I hate that terminology. It's not to wake them up. It's to let them see who they are in their heart. All you girls know that that's all I've ever done, was wanting people to know what was right in their heart and be there for each other and your families, friends. If there are still evil spirits, and I don't call it an evil spirit, but it's a negativity that are around people that you meet in your day-to-day life. You know, I've never been happy with you being around those people. I have done a little bit of and I felt guilty after because I'm like, oh no. But I have done a little bit of heebie-jeebie with stuff. Because I know your lives would have been happier. Mostly Natasha. Yeah, mostly Natasha. She needed to get out of situations, and so I would light candles for her to be drawn to a space where she would be happier. Oh, thank you, Smita. Better things are coming everybody's way. I can guarantee you that. If there's nothing else I can say right now on this chair, better things are coming for everybody, and I can guarantee that wholeheartedly. As soon as all this bloody crap is over, we are promised heaven on earth, and we will be getting it. The part I do fight with is the fact that with the Akashic records say that everybody that's here right now have chosen to be here right now. I'm sure as hell I did not want to be around negativity and wars and people giving out about pipelines and whatever. And that's possibly why I can't drive my car anymore. I don't know. Maybe that was one of the things that had to change within me, because I was forever on the road. I used to kill myself working. So to put a stop to my gallop, my car had to be taken off the road. So I got sick and I couldn't drive anymore. So it really put a stop to my gallop. But I can guarantee everybody that things will get better. It's actually going to be sooner rather than later. I'm here if everybody needs me. I will come back to the group. I'll read some of the book first and try and align myself in where I'm meant to be again, where I just completely lost myself. I'm back thinking about corn and corn pop now. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. I don't care about that case anymore. Go away. So yeah, I will be back to the group. I just have to have a few days of realigning myself and reading the books that I got myself. I should have got an Audible, because I'll read a paragraph and I'll forget after reading and have to read it again. Oh God, I should have got an Audible. But of course I didn't. So yeah, that's my riddle for today. Find out who Corn Pop is. Find out what was going on in places that made moonshine out of the corn. And that was the dress. MC squared over corn. Now, that was a very serious live for me today. I know you're not going anywhere. But trust me, the next few weeks are going to get really difficult. Really difficult. Things you're going to learn. Things that are being declassed. Things that you thought you knew that you didn't know. Things are going to get rough. Seriously rough. But I'm here for you. So, where does that leave me? I'm not really sure. Love you, girls. I always will. I'll be back soon. As soon as I read some of my book and gather my thoughts, and because at one stage there last week I wanted to tell you lots and lots of things so you would be ready and prepared for it. But then I was like, they won't be ready or prepared for it. I will give you one little clue though. The people you think are dead are alive. And the people you think are alive are dead. So if you just keep thinking about that, you mightn't get such a shock in the next while. Morgan Freeman is one. Oh my God, who was he? Morgan Freeman. I can't think of the musician he was. Bob Dylan or someone like that. That's who he was. There's a politician. I can't think of his name. Or is he a politician, judgy type person? I'm not sure, but he was Jimi Hendrix. If you want to Google, or I'll tell you what, YouTube it. It's my favorite one of all time, right, girls? My favorite one of all time. Google Pastor Bob Joyce, Joyce, and that is my favorite one. Well, no, it's not. Jen knows my favorite one, but this is my second favorite one. Pastor Bob Joyce, and Joyce. And why I'm asking you to YouTube him is because he's not coming back. He doesn't want to come back. He's had enough. He's done with everything. He loves his life now. He's turned himself over to God, and he's not gone down the dark path that you have to take when you're becoming famous. Yeah, he's my number 2. I still have to send you that really, 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 really important picture, Jen, but I don't think I'm ready to share it with anyone yet. Yeah, he's my number 2. He looks great. Absolutely looks great. He sounds terrific. He's never lost his voice. He's never lost any of his talent at all. He's happy being a pastor in a tiny, tiny, tiny little part of America. And he just walked out of his house. That's all he did. He went in, he looked around the house, and he has said this. Sometimes I will actually listen to his preaching on a Sunday morning, because he tells you exactly what and who he is. But the little community know him as Pastor Bob Joyce, and he's happy being known as Pastor Bob Joyce and no one else. But he will be honest. He'll say that he looked around his house one morning. He saw all of his cars. He saw his big, beautiful mansion, his young, beautiful wife, his gorgeous daughter, the parties that were going on around him the whole time. And he said, God, now I offer myself up to you. Walked out. And I can't say he's never been back again, because he has been spotted back at his home again many times. He'll go usually every so often for the anniversary, his anniversary, and he'll be spotted there going around the grounds. And the wife knew, and a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, the daughter was being interviewed by someone like Oprah, or I think it was actually Kelly Clarkson. I think it was actually her, and she had a t-shirt on, and it said, "We all thought you were dead, but you're alive." Just plain black t-shirt with that written across it. Just, we all thought you were dead, but you were alive. So even she thought he was gone. So yeah, do do YouTube Pastor Bob Joyce. He's really good. His speeches are good. His teachings are good, and the songs he sings in between, you know, when you know. And yeah, definitely 100% him. I do have a picture of him with a masked up JFK and someone else on my phone, which is kind of cute because JFK masked up has his picture of himself on himself. I love when they do that. Like, they'll put the t-shirt and it'll be them, but they'll be wearing a mask, or they'll be look older than they are and stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, and you think I'm blind. But this is all for people who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. So with Bob Joyce, make sure you have the ears to hear, because there's no denying that voice. There's only that one voice worldwide, ever and ever will be. You can wait until I'm ready. Can you, Jen? I thought I killed you the other day with that information. And then I thought, oh my God, she's after watching the rest of that. And oh my God, if she's after watching the rest of that, not just the 15 minutes I asked her to look at. Shit, she's disappeared for hours and hours. And oh my God, I've killed her. I've killed her. Oh my God, she's dead. But you were only supposed to, and I said it in the text, I said only that 15 minutes of that clip that I sent you from 22 minutes in, just 15 minutes of that, no more. But if I knew Jen Lou like I know Jen Lou, she watched it all. She's probably watched a few of them now to see what's going on. But America, even though you don't know it, you're fixed. It all has to play out now. What should have happened has to play out now. But you're actually fixed. And that's why I went back into the Irish groups to deep dive into different Irish history and where it needs to be cleaned up, and join dots of who is good, bad, ugly, what ties they have to England, all that sort of stuff. And I won't give out the name of the group, because since we started 4 or 5 years ago, I left for a little while things were hotting up about I'm not sure. I think it was just hotting up about just the trolls and everything about the group. So I kind of left for a while there for that. But yeah, I'm back there now. Oh, you did only watch the 15 minutes, so I didn't kill you. Good. Well, obviously I didn't kill you. You're there. Yeah. So now I have to connect things. Well, I don't have to. I have a choice. I'm my own sovereign being. I can say yes or no. But yes, I will try and find out what's going on to clean up Ireland, because this river of filth runs very, very deep, and especially in Ireland, because there were so many lackadaisy laws that people didn't realise, and a lot of laws were British law, and the lackadaisy laws were Irish law, but they allowed British to do a lot of things. Like, for example, there is a politician in America that couldn't have children, and he wanted 2 particular children from Wales, So he got a particular man with an island to, how would you put it? To not guarantee, but to, oh, I can't think of the word. Leprechauns. No, you can't trust a fucking leprechaun. And I'll tell you what, if you Google no, and I can't, I'll send you a picture of him. Right, I'll send you a picture of our head of state, Michael D. Higgins. And if there ever was a little fucking leprechaun, he's a leprechaun. Horrible, hateful man. It's only 3 watching me. I don't think there's going to be very many more. Come and get me. Shoot me if you want. I don't care. You're a horrible man, Michael D. Higgins. Actually, I don't even know why you're still alive. You have been in the Oireachtas for the last 20 odd years. I'm assuming 20 anyway. It seems like fucking 40. But every 4 years a president is elected. They're only allowed 8 years. Why are you still there? Why are you still in the Oireachtas as president of Ireland? What did you do to be allowed to stay there for that long? What are you behind? What were you up to? I don't know. But fucking find out. I will find out. You should have been gone a good 12 years ago. Just saying. You're a leprechaun. You're not more than 4.5 foot. Your wife is like 7 foot. I don't know what the story is there. Like, you're literally up to her knees. Anyway, that was a side note. What the hell was I talking to before that? I don't know. But yeah, there's things in Ireland that I want to find out about, as well as Michael D. Higgins doing my head in. I want him out. But then again, the presidents we had before that, Mary Robinson and what? Oh, Ireland needs a whole overhaul. Oh. It's disgusting. What goes on in this country is disgusting. Anywho, you'd swear they knew I was on, but they don't even know I have a YouTube channel. All I'm getting is the little green, white, and gold team WhatsApp yokies coming every 2 minutes, like, Samantha, shut up, Samantha, shut up. But I know that's not what it's about because they don't watch me on YouTube. And the leader knows I have a YouTube channel, but he doesn't really watch me. Because he had a YouTube channel and it had to be taken down. I don't know how many times he had to redo new ones because he was infiltrated by other gangs in Ireland. So, sorry. I even had that ice trying to stay away from the mic so I wouldn't definitely. Yeah, so just give me a few days and I'll be back and I'll read my book and ground myself again. And just keep it on the back burner that some people just aren't ready to know about things, and keep them to myself until they are ready to know, or they find out and ask me, Sam, is this such and such? And I'll say no or yes, regarding whether it's been stuff that I've learned through the Irish group or not. I do watch YouTube, things that are not on YouTube anymore. They've had to open up different channels themselves and that. I do watch them, but I only ever really believe anything that has been researched to bits by the Irish girls and lads that I know. because at this stage anybody can say anything. So I like to believe what people I trust tell me, and that's literally the Irish group, because they know the intel that would be problematic to Ireland in the long run, if that makes sense. There's intel that would be problematic from the US to Iran to Iraq to Russia to wherever, that Ukraine and Russia. I wish that would just go away. Now, back to another story. When the United Soviet States of Russia disbanded, all the other countries sought sovereignty and got their own sovereignty from Russia. But Ukraine didn't. They never went and sought, by law, their sovereignty from Russia. Therefore, Russia owns the Ukraine. Why would Russia be blowing up their own people? We should go back to MC squared over corn. There's another bloody drop. MC squared over corn and his son have been paying Ukraine to hide the son's deviance and things like that. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to do that. Oh my God, I said I wasn't going to say anything else. I'm not going to say anything else, okay? Oh God. I just wish all these people were arrested already. No, I wish it all came out that these people are arrested and on the barge boats that are... Oh no, Samantha, stop saying things. Okay, there's 4 barges. There's 4 big, mighty, huge, gigantic gigantics is actually 5, but there's 4 holding prisoners. There's one off North Carolina, which is holding the most, because that state is just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yes, there will be arrests, and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, they're so bad. There's one over at the East Coast, down. I can never remember the different, but the ports, the 4 corner ports, and then there's one at a port in Florida, and yeah, they're actually I can't call them ships because they're fucking huge. They're massive, huge yokes, and they're holding trials, and it will all come out. And I'm here for anyone who wants to know, is such and such a person, such and such a thing. And I'll be honest, because from what I know and what I've gathered, I know the ones who are good and the ones who have been playing parts as bad people to get the information out of bad people. Like, there was a lot of people that, oh God, Samantha, there was a lot of people that were on Lolita. There was a lot of people on the ships and on the Disney ships, and there was a lot of people in the submarines that partied with Miss Maxwell and Mr. Epstein, but they partied to an extent and to a degree where they were seen as you know, people that could be honeypotted or could be, you know, they were complicit in these things, but they weren't complicit in these things. They were actually taking notes and taking evidence. There's a lot of people who have evidence against different places, and that was what I gave Jen the information on yesterday. There's a lot of people who have evidence that can bring these people to court, and they've been in the Gone with the Wind program, hidden from society for a long time, since the 50s. So I think I've got all that I needed to get off my chest today, but literally all I want to do is I just want to rest, recharge my batteries. If there was anything that looked like a fallen angel, and I don't mean the devil's fallen angels, but if anything looked like a fallen angel, it was me in that bed yesterday. I never have a duvet over me. I never have anything like that. And all I was able to do was just lie there and meditate and music on and things like that. I was broken. I broke myself. So yeah, I will be back soon. Thank you, Jen Lou. You always think my lives are great, even if they're bullshit. But this one was from the heart. Yeah, I needed to get it off my heart and just be me. I think that's something else that somebody said to me the other night that resonated with me as well. I have a friend who's part of one type of whose family history would be of a group, like her family, what would you call it, lineage would be of a group, and another group is attacking her. She is possibly on Facebook my best friend on Facebook. And I was doing a reading the other night and her dad came through, and I didn't know she was going through half of what she was going through. I certainly didn't think the other the group that I talk a lot about, girls. I talk about them a lot. They are attacking her, and so the first night I did half an hour meditation of healing her, putting a protection around her and her two girls who are teenagers now. They're adults now, so she doesn't have to fear them being taken off her. At least that's one good thing. She fought long enough for them to be grown up and adults themselves, but now they're going gung-ho on her. She is my Facebook bestest friend. My phone is ringing. So these groups are real, and these groups don't care who or what they hurt. But I will be. Last night I did it again. I told her until her case is up on the 18th, on the 28th, that I will be sending her protection and trying to put my thoughts and the right thoughts into the head of the judge and of her legal aid and stuff. But yeah, she's having a hard time, so I kind of had to take a step back for her as well, because I think all of the protection I put and gave out to her yesterday and the night before was possibly what left me depleted yesterday. So wasn't you, Jen, don't worry about it. And it wasn't any of you girls at all, and I said that last night, not at all, never, ever, 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 ever. So I will be protecting her until the 28th. Sending her healing and protection, because what's going on is pretty serious, what they're doing to her. And she doesn't deserve it at all, not at all. But this group of people that I talk about a lot, they don't care. They don't care about people, they just care about money, they care about power, and they care about what they can get out of a situation. And I'm hoping they don't break her, but she is a very strong woman. She's powerful in her own right. But even those who are powerful in their own right still have certain weaknesses. And that's why I worry for her. But thankfully her two girls are adults now, they're over 18, so nothing can happen to them. So I don't know why I needed to get that off my chest. That was possibly my prayer and my asking for help and guidance for her online with you girls, so as you know that it's this is real, what my friend is going through. Like, we were learning it, she was teaching us all Italian there a few weeks ago, and then I had to stop because all of this blew up in her face. And my prayers and everything to her every day, they will go out to her every night. No, I told you, Jen, no, it'd be never any of you. Where would I be without you? In fairness, where would I be without you? But I just had to step away from a lot of things yesterday. As I said, I was bones with flesh, just listening to meditation. I bought myself that book to read about the Ascension, because I know that's happening to me at the same time, and trying to look out for my friend. So that really is it. You would still be there drinking your Capri Sun. Yeah, what platform am I on even? Am I on my own, or am I on the groups? I haven't a clue. I just went into the first StreamYard I seen on my phone. I just went into it. But I must be on my own, seeing as the numbers are so small. So that's it. And I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. I suppose I have to do a Facebook at some stage and do more readings at some stage for people on Facebook. Even though the whole reading was for my friend the other night. Where she could have just asked me and I would have done it for her, but her father came straight into the room and kind of took over the whole Facebook Live the other night for her, but she needed it. And so I shall say goodbye. I love all you girls. I read something somewhere yesterday about cement shoes. Not cement shoes, but about cement shoes and what it was a symbol for. And I was like, I bet you they wouldn't want to be called that, didn't you, da? Yeah, I can't remember where I seen it, but it did give me a giggle. I was like, oh, jeez, you wouldn't want to be cement shoes if you had known that was the meaning of it. Or maybe you do know the meaning of it, and that's why you have it there. But anyway, love you girls. Talk to you all soon. Be back on tomorrow maybe for another chat. I don't even want to know who was ringing me on the other phone. It has to be my sister. So I'll ring her back. Talk to you tomorrow. And don't get caught up in the YouTube mess. Well, you don't anyway. You listen to me there. Even though sometimes I want to get caught up in it. I bet you it'll be me. I bet you it'll be me one of these days that'll crack and I'll go up on panel and I'm going to eat the shit out of them all and tell them all they're not but a shower and they should fuck off and just leave Facebook forever and just go to their fucking swine swamps and hash it out between them and just live there. But tell Fiona and Shrek so they can move first because they're not like you. They're decent people. Fucking fuckers. Love you. Bye bye. Mwah.